my passion,
my creator, my God. Oh, I'll give you, give you glory, yeah. To you and you alone. There is no one like in all the earth. That's why I'll praise and magnify your name. Oh Lord, I worship you. You sit on the throne. Hey. I worship you from the bottom of my heart and the depths of my soul. Yeah, yeah. Oh. Everybody lift your voice and say, we love you, Jesus. We give you glory. We honor your sweet name. We declare and we decree. Oh, you alone. You alone are God. You alone are mighty. You alone are righteous. You alone are worthy of everything I am and all that is within me. Come on, bless the Lord at all times. Nobody can love like you. Nobody can heal like you do. Nobody can sing like you. You are so worthy of everything that I have. We surrender all. We say, have your way. Nobody like you. We can search all over, but we never find another like you. There is nobody like you in all the earth. So I'll praise.
Connecting the community through gospel. The new 107.9 FM, W300EB, Macon, and WDDO 980 AM, Perry, Macon.
Middle Georgia, help welcome to the WDDO Sunday lineup, the Mount Lebanon Missionary Baptist Church, Reverend Dr. Henderson Carswell, from 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. And Macon Call to Action with Mr. Alec Habersham, Sunday evenings at 5 p.m. until 5:30 p.m. Don't miss it right here on 107.9 FM and 980 AM WDDO.
Mabel Randall is on the Glory, 980 AM WDDO. Don't miss Mabel Randall every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Don't miss this amazing show only on the Glory, 980 AM WDDO. Meeting the musical needs for the entire family. Keep the dial locked on 107.9 FM and 980 AM WDDO. It's bigger and better. The largest radio family show in Macon, Georgia. It's where we live, love, and laugh. It's the Drive Time Show with Vertice Zier and the Drive Time family. Be sure to join us every weekday morning at 7:15 a.m. Drive Time is making it happen right here in Macon, Georgia on 107.9 FM, 980 AM WDDO. Come live, love, and laugh with Vertice Zier. Say it out loud. It's Drive Time. Join us live on Facebook, like us, and hit notification, and join in today.
Looking for transportation and you're getting ready to travel?
Book rides, go tours.
If you're looking to take a group,
Connecting the community through gospel. The new 107.9 FM, W300EB, Macon, and WDDO 980 AM, Perry, Macon.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the Glory 980 AM, the Glory Media Group, LLC, WDDO AM, its staff, management, or advertisers, but are the views and opinions of the participants of the broadcast.
Well, it's us again. Welcome, welcome. It's Wednesday and it's 3 p.m., so you know what time it is. This is your voice, Elaine Lucas, welcoming you to another edition of Ask Elaine. Thank you so very much for tuning in. We welcome those who've tuned in on AM, FM, and those who are looking at us right here on the Glory Live. As we came in the studio today, we were welcomed by the owners of this fantastic historic station, none other than Apostle Vertice Z. Rosier, and also Bishop Scott, Don Scott. And they are just the kindest people. And then, of course, our engineer, Tony, we couldn't do this without him. So we want to thank them, as we always do, for their support. And first of all, encouraging us as we started on this journey with this radio show. And we've been with them most of the 10 years that we've been on the air with Ask Elaine. This is your weekly talk and information program. It's dedicated to you, it's for you, it's to help you to be a better citizen. That's the ultimate outcome. And I am just pleased that so many of you, when I see you in the grocery store, who can afford the grocery store anymore? But anyway, I do go maybe once a month. uh, can't afford to go many more times than that. But anyway, when I see people all over Macon, then they are very, very pleased with the work that we're doing. We are here to provide information that you might not get somewhere else. So, and this week is no exception. We have two wonderful guests, and in a minute, I'm going to introduce them to you. And then we're going to talk about some wonderful things that are going on in Macon that are planned for your good, for your benefit, for your good. But first of all, as we always do, we want to express our condolences to the families that have lost loved ones, or any mishap that's happened. We know there have been traffic accidents, there have been other kinds of things. So we want to express our heartfelt wishes for recovery. We want to express get well wishes to um, Mamie Dennis, who is a city council member in Sandersville, which is a part of the senator's 26th senatorial district. Yeah, I bet y'all didn't know that his district extends all the way to Johnson County, Wrightsville, then over to Sparta and back this way all through Macon, and then to a part of Warner Robins. I bet you didn't know that. But Mamie Dennis's husband was recently transferred here to Atrium, and he is improving. That's what healthcare can do. Good healthcare. From what I understand, he wasn't receiving everything that he could receive or should have been receiving, and so he was transferred here to Atrium and is making progress. So we want to say hello to Mamie Dennis, City Council member from Sandersville. Her husband, they call him Duck Dennis, and he's a character. So we certainly want to, and we want to express appreciation to, especially the East third floor at Atrium. As most of you know, the senator was hospitalized the last 4 days. Some circulation problems, and those folks were just the ultimate as far as caring for people. They were kind. It wasn't a matter of fact thing. It was just good care, and it wasn't just the senator. It was we could hear the interaction of the nurses, the staff with others there, and we are just so pleased that that interaction was consistent with all of the patients receiving wonderful care. And one point was made to us: if you don't receive the kind of care that you think you should have, then you're supposed to report that. You're supposed to report that and get the kind of care that you certainly are going to pay for. You certainly are going to pay for it. we want to do a big shout out to those who have good things happening in your lives, in your families, the graduations, births, um, and in some ways, homegoing celebrations, because sometimes we say it's a funeral, but it's a homegoing. It's a celebration of that person's life, and you hear what the wonderful things that people uh, have in their hearts to say about people. The only thing that I would say is they can't hear you, and so let's make a pledge that we're going to say things. If we want to say something good to somebody, let's go ahead and try and do that so, while they can hear. And if there's something you want to give to somebody, a special gift or whatever, a birthday present, like Apostle Rosier just recently had a birthday. If there's anybody that you want to do something for, please go ahead and do it, and I'm going to try and do that myself. I'm backed up as far as cards that I'd like to send to people. Some people get them out the next day. I don't know how they do it, stay up all night doing it, but I'm going to try and tighten up on that schedule and do a better job getting things out a little bit more quickly. That is one goal that I know I can achieve. One final thing before we go to our special guest: a clarion call was sent out last Thursday to all ministers, and it went out from Reverend Dr. Walter L. Glover Jr., and it was hosted by Senator David Lucas and Representative Floyd Griffin. It was held kind of right across the street over there at Greater Zion Hill. It was a luncheon for ministers. It was very, very well attended by ministers from all faiths. It was well attended by elected officials, and the main goal was to call everybody to action. And today's program is just so very appropriate that this be another event that's calling people to action. That was a clarion call. And if you're a minister and you were not there, or you are with an organization, you're an elected official, and you did not get the folder that was handed out with information, then we want to hear from you. We want to get that information to you. Mr. Engineer, are we? Do we have anybody in the chat? I don't see. I know we usually have. Oh yeah, yeah. It was me, y'all, as usual. We want to welcome Randy Crawford. We want to welcome Ricky Crawford. Good afternoon to you. Jeanette Goff is with us. Good afternoon to you. Hazel Thomas is with us. And then Julia Adele Callahan with the Democratic Party. Good afternoon to you. And we will be joined by many, many others as this program goes along. But uh, after thanking everybody for attending the ministers' clarion call that Dr. Glover, Representative Griffin, and Senator Lucas put together, we are going to plan another meeting where we actually provide training for people who wish to organize their churches. In the meantime, we have two special guests. One is none other than a former superintendent of the Bibb school system, a member of New Hope Missionary Baptist Church, where Reverend Christopher Cabinet is. He was at the ministers' luncheon too. It was good to see him. But she is a wife, a mom. She is just everybody's community worker, everybody's mom, grandmama, grandma. And I taught her daughter. I didn't get Dwight, but I taught her daughter. Why y'all looking at me like, yes, I did. I did. The sweetest.
She loved it.
Sweetest,
She loved it.
sweetest. Oh, goodness. Such good classes. That warms teachers' hearts when they have students who go on to do well, and then you can see them as adults and see what they're doing, and then they smile and tell you, Miss Glover, they smile and tell you that they appreciate what you did, and they still remember you and
That's
keep
right.
up with you. Our other special guest is none other than Mr. Marvin Bailey, who were you All American at Mercer?
No, no, no,
What were you? You
no,
were you
no.
were so,
I was first black basketball scholarship athlete
uh-huh.
at Mercer, and
But you
we had
did some stuff too
we had some
while
good,
you were
we
there.
had some good games.
Yeah, I've heard. I didn't think I was that. I was losing it that much. I remember, but he also, in his work life, served as a hospital administrator, and did that for a long time. These two people have joined with their representing organizations, and they are going to tell you exactly. This engineer, did we mess up? Did I mess something up? I didn't. I'm okay. All right, there's a sign in here, y'all, that says "Do not touch any controls," and I think they wanted to put my name on it. They just didn't. They didn't want to hurt my feelings and put my name on it. But I don't touch too much of anything in here. But our two very special guests, thank you both for coming to Ask Elaine. All right, Ms. McGee, if you will start us off and just tell us a little bit more about yourself. Then we're going to go to Mr. Bailey, let him tell a little bit more, and then we're going to talk about this wonderful event that your organizations are coordinating and working on together. Welcome.
Thank you, Madam Elaine. And I'll have to say thank you. You are the GOAT because you have had a long history of working in this community and being a voting rights advocate, being a teacher, teaching the legislative process to students. And even today, my daughter talks about when you took them to the Capitol.
Oh, yeah.
That was an annual thing that you did for your classes.
Yeah.
And to this day, she can still recall that as a third grader.
Oh,
So
my.
those are memories that you made as a teacher. And I want to say thank you, as you had mentioned that we need to tell people when they can hear us.
Yeah.
Those things that are important.
That's
So
sweet.
I want to say that first.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us here today. We are here to talk about voting because we've got a huge election coming up in November, the midterm elections. And I'm here representing the Macon, Georgia chapter of the Links Incorporated. And we talk about voting being our voice and our power. And in order for the vote to be our voice and our power, there are some actions that we have to take. And so I'm glad to be here representing that part of my life because our governance and today's climate in politics is real important in terms of our people being educated and understanding that process. So thank you for having us. And I look forward to the conversation that we're going to have as we talk about what actions we can take as individuals.
Okay, thank you. You're also very active with
Wow, so many things.
Yeah.
But I want to mention, and you were talking about things, school starts next week. So
It does. It does.
You-
Parents are just shouting for joy. Grandparents too.
But I'm also active with the Ruth Hartley Mosley Memorial Women's Center. And Mrs. Mosley was active back in she died in 1975, but in the 50s and 60s, she was very much a part of the scene of philanthropy and civil rights in our community and voting rights. And we are just having for her center in terms of preserving her legacy and her house, the Mosley Women's Center, we're having a culinary event just of music, a summer serenade on August 14th. From 7 until 9, and I just want individuals to be aware of that, and I'll put out more information in the chat so they can get a ticket for that if they choose to. It's
Okay.
a small little intimate group, but a nice event.
All right, that's great. Now, Mr. Bailey,
Yeah.
welcome to Ask Elaine.
Thank you, Elaine, for allowing
If you'll talk, speak into
can
that
hear me?
mic.
Since I'm not going to touch anything.
No, don't touch it.
Yeah, thank you, Elaine, for allowing me to be here with such an honorable pair of. You mentioned the term "goat." These are some of the greatest women in the Macon Bibb area that I'm sitting here today
Oh
talking
my!
with.
Are we blushing? I've got a little
I've
red
got-
tint. You got a little red.
Yes.
If you look at what's happened in this city in the past so many years, education, civil rights, uh, I can just go on and on talking about all the things that both of you have touched on and how much of an impact you've made on this community. And I'm just happy to be here, to be allowed to come here and talk to you today.
We got to invite you back so I can say that again.
But
Okay.
what I'm doing today is I'm with the League of Women Voters of Macon, Georgia, and we're coming up with a day of action. We're having an event at Rosa Park Square on August the 8th.
August 8th.
August the 8th, that's a Saturday, and it's going to be from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. And what we're going to do there is we're going to celebrate and talk about the Voting Rights Act of 1965, all the changes that came from that, and the things that we see out there now that we need to worry about because of how they will affect democracy
Right.
if we don't get people not just registered to vote, but get them out to vote.
Yeah, and everybody's got to be concerned about this because when you change voting as drastically as it's being proposed now, and some things put in action, you have to understand that it impacts every citizen, not just black and brown citizens,
Right.
not just
Right.
Oriental, Hispanic. It's everybody.
That,
Everybody.
that's so true. And I know when you were talking about the Senator Lucas, it made me think back when, and I have to say David because we go back a long ways.
Yeah.
But when David first got into politics, when he was coming out of Tuskegee, and David's district was created as a
Right.
result of this Voting Rights Act of 1965. And so when David started out, he had a true district. It was not spread out like it is now.
Right.
It was a district that was set aside so you could have black representation
Right.
in the House and the Senate. And so that's how it all started back then. And without this Voting Rights Act passing in 1965, we would still be struggling with a lot of things that have been happening. And I have to say, without David being there in that seat in the House and in the Senate, we would not have so many things in Macon-Bibb County. I mean, he's really done a great job of, bringing home the bacon, so to speak.
Right.
And so
it makes a difference having people that represent all of an entity, an area. It makes a difference.
right.
Because those who might want to go too far one way are brought back to realize that there are all kinds of people that have all kinds of needs, and you have to work together if you've got all kinds of people represented. And it's really not healthy to have just representation from one group, because the tendency will be to just take care of that group.
And that perspective is the only perspective that's at the table.
Mhm.
And we need all different mindsets, perspectives, and with respectful disagreements and discussion.
Right.
And I think that's when we can have a balanced voting right participation as well as act. That's what it gives us. I
Right.
would agree with that.
Now, the League of Women Voters is traditionally a nonpartisan
We are.
organization,
We are.
and you provide voter information to everybody.
We do.
So, how does it happen that you are getting involved in this? I know you've talked a little bit about it, but how does this happen that you come up with something like this?
Well, we felt like something like the Voting Act of 1965 is a nonpartisan activity. Voting,
Hmm.
I know you make your mind up, you make your selection, and then you vote. We're not advocating this for any party or any person or any candidate. We're saying we want everybody to participate in democracy as it should
Hmm.
be.
Hmm.
And what we would like to see, those that are eligible come out to vote.
Right.
And that's a real problem here in the Macon Bibb area.
Yeah.
We've got something like in Macon Bibb, a little over 110,000 people
Right.
that are actually registered to vote. And we struggle to get 25, 26,000 out. That doesn't say a whole lot about what we're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. We want to welcome Mildred Inslee, Reverend Mildred Inslee, to Ask Elaine. She says voting is our voice and our power. She's absolutely correct. We're going to have her on very, very soon. She is an author, a published author, as well as a minister. So, and that book, I've seen the cover and it looks really, really nice and interesting. So, we're going to have her on. And she's saluting the League of Women Voters. Wade Horton, who is a big advocate for transit authority uh, users. And I know that there was a transit authority meeting on yesterday. I'm sorry, Wade, I could not make it. We were getting the senator out of the hospital and back home, and he is doing okay. I think he's at the house now. I could not swear. I would not bet you that he is not out riding around, maybe putting up some signs or whatever he may be doing. But Wade Horton is one of those folks. Wade is blind. He's a former sheriff's deputy, just the greatest person, sings beautifully, has a wonderful voice. But Wade is there at the Transit Authority meeting, he and his cousin, every meeting. And then he goes to the commission meeting
I've seen
and
him
he expresses his concerns as far as transit, because whether you know it or not, the county funds a huge share of the transit authority budget. Your money
Right.
goes there. So you should have input. And Wade is right on target all the time. So we salute him. And Mildred, Pastor Inslee says, thank you to Senator Lucas for his all inclusive service. Yeah. Senator Lucas is starting his 27 will be his 52nd year in the legislature as a representative and senator. And he is now the longest serving, who's presently in office, the longest serving. And he wants me to tell all of you that they had a special session. Everything that was proposed wasn't done, thank goodness, but they're coming back.
Yeah.
That's what he says, that there will be a call for another special session to do some more underhanded stuff. So, organizations like yours that are nonpartisan, you're dealing with all voters. Tell us how the links is involved from your overall um,
organizational perspective.
Right.
Thank you. We are nonpartisan, so we are about voter education, and I think that's really important in terms of where can you get information about candidates, how can you vote, if are you registered to vote, and if you're not, how you can get vote. What are the dates for voting? Because now we have a period of time in which individuals can vote, and then what one can do on the day of election. So we are about providing information about candidates, providing information about the issue so that everyone can be an informed voter. And we really are about getting people out to vote, that making this is a compelling need. that we all be a part of the electoral process as citizens. So we are about citizen education, and we are really, really happy to be partnering with the League of Women Voters because we all are, in terms of being mission, like-minded in that mission. So why not join and partner with other organizations that are like-minded in terms of educating our citizens and having them as informed?
Right. Sometimes you end up fussing after the election day, the next day, usually a Wednesday, you're just fussing, because the people that you wanted to win didn't win.
Right.
But then you look back and you say, dang, I didn't vote. And so you're part of the problem. That is the problem. We have 105,000 registered voters that are active, and I think there's another, what, 5 to 10,000 that are registered but are not voting. They're inactive, and all you have to do is go and let the folks know you want to become active, that you want to start voting again. It's just that simple. Voter registration. Go
and
ahead.
if I can interrupt, and I don't think a lot of people, in terms of understanding the Voting Rights Act and what it did, it was not always that simple. And I don't think that, as we tell the narrative and the story, that a lot of people understand that for some citizens, it was not just that simple,
Right.
that they could just go register, put their names,
Right.
that they had to pay poll tax, or they had
Yes.
literacy tests,
Yes.
and it was an effort to keep people from voting.
Yes.
And in 1965, with that historic landmark act, what happened, just what you described, but we could easily go back.
We're headed that way, because there is there's proposed legislation on the federal level. Although there are a number of people who say that they don't think it's going anywhere. It's called the Save Act.
Yes.
I don't know what it's intending to save, but it's not our voting rights. It's not yours or mine or anybody's. One of the provisions that's so unpopular is that one of the forms of identification would be a passport. Now, if you're not going somewhere where you have to have a passport, why do you need a passport? Passports are not cheap.
I was going to
So
say they are expensive to
They are
acquire.
expensive, and I mean, you that's one of the things that's being looked at, which is so unfair. And that's not just a black or a brown situation. That's an everybody situation. So, okay, so your organization is joining with the League of Women Voters. Tell us again where the activity, tell us the date, tell us the time, tell us where it's going to take place.
It's going to be once again at the Rosa Park Square on August the 8th. That's a Saturday. And it's going to be from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. We have a group of speakers that will be here from throughout Macon Bibb County. We have speakers from 18 years of age up to
great.
To where I am.
Okay.
Put it that way. So
where we are.
So we'll have people that know the history of what went on when you had to go to the poll and answer questions like how many seeds are in a watermelon.
Yeah.
You know, to be able to vote. You know,
right.
like
right.
Who
Interpret
knows?
the Constitution.
Exactly.
Exactly. All of that.
You know that went on for years and years. But my role with the League of Women Voters is I'm the chairperson of voter services. Mm-hmm. So what we work on is registration, voter registration, and voter education. And we make sure we get materials out to everybody. Mm-hmm. We are nonpartisan, so we're not trying to influence who you vote for, but we just encourage and try to get people out to vote. We want to see those numbers up. We want democracy to work the way it's written.
Supposed to,
the way it's supposed to.
Yeah.
So
it's supposed to be an opportunity for people to express who they favor. And we're just not taking advantage of it. And I understand part of the reason because people have, if you're discriminated against and there are efforts like this made to keep you from exercising your rights, you just wonder, what, why me? What's wrong with me? And I'm out here working and I can't feed my family. I'm out here working. I can't get decent housing. I'm out here working, can't get health care. Whereas there are billionaires who don't need these services, who are getting it and not paying any taxes. This is the kind of thing that people say, but there is a way. And these organizations are bringing together an opportunity for all of us to become a part of the solution rather than to be a part of the problem. If you aren't already organizing your family, your friends, your church, you need to start doing that. You say, well, what can you do? This is one of the things you can do. You can attend this gathering.
Yeah, right.
Correct.
In your beautiful Rosa Parks Square, your newly ribbon
Renovated,
cutted,
that's right.
dedicated park that's yours, that's named in honor of a lady who said, not today. I'm just tired. I'm not doing this today. And we get tired so fast. It's just a shame. We really get tired too fast. Where our rights are concerned, we don't need to get tired.
I wanted to say too,
Go ahead.
as you were talking, the power of one.
Uh-huh.
And we were talking, and that's each person is a voter. If you're 18 years and older, then you have that power and you have that voice. So what are you doing? One, in terms of being a voter who's registered, and then as you mentioned too, the family. What are you talking about with your family and with your children? I can remember it was really important in our family as we were growing up that when we reached our 18th birthday, that we were registered to vote. And my father talked about the difficulty he had passing the literacy test. And how several times he went back, and it was only in 1965 that he was able to do that with ease because he had been denied that. And so I think the more and the stories that a lot of our elders can tell about the difficulty that we had and why this vote is so important, passing those stories down are really important.
It is so important.
Yeah, and your vote
go
can make that change that needs to happen.
Yeah.
You look at some of the elections that we've had recently. We had one that was, I think, over in Hancock County that was decided about 2 or 3 votes.
Yeah.
There was an election in Warner Robins a couple of years back where the seat was decided by a couple of votes.
That's right.
So, it's every vote does count.
It really does.
And we really need to exercise our ability to vote, because you do have the ability to go out there and do it now. Whereas back before 1965, you didn't have that ability to do that.
That's right.
They threw all kind of roadblocks at you.
Yeah, I like to tell people about back in the 70s when I just come home from Savannah State to work in the Bibb school system, and I became active with Herbert Denard, Henry Ficklin, a lot of other folks in voter registration, and we formed the Bibb County Voters League, which, by the way, is still in operation, y'all. Y'all want to support what we do. But I remember us going into the Pleasant Hill area to register voters. They sent the po-po after us, y'all. That we were we were trying our best, hustling over in Pleasant Hill, trying to get folks registered to vote and letting them know how easy it was. And the police came and ran us out of there, said you cannot register folks door to door. And so, and I also recall years ago, there was no sign on our Board of Elections. It was in the Grand Opera building.
I remember.
There was no sign on the building that said Bibb County, well, it would be Macon Bibb County Board of Elections. So I went to a meeting and asked that there be a sign put up. They were so ugly to me. They were just horrible. They were horrible, and they refused to put the sign up. So Lenny and Al Lucas were little boys then. I got them, they went everywhere with me. And we did a picket on the outside there on the
I
sidewalk.
remember that.
And they learned from that point, from as little boys, that you've got to go to work. You got to ensure that things, and they always held that spirit that they needed to, and they always looked out, took, supported or defended classmates who might have been picked on or whatever. Of course, they were big old guys, so they were everybody's buddies.
Yeah.
But they came up with that spirit. And if you get your kids involved at an early age with this citizenship thing, and you show them how important this is, that it does make a difference, I think we can raise up a new generation.
Right.
Even taking them with you when you vote, you take
That's
them.
right.
That's what I
That's
did with
right.
mine. They stood right there with me.
Yeah.
And so that was just a normal behavior. You're
That's
right.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. This is what adults are supposed to do.
Right.
And this is what I am going to do. There's nothing like seeing a message.
Right.
You can talk all day long, say you need to go register, you need to vote, but let them see you doing what is right and what will ensure that democracy remains with us. Because I am just so afraid we're at the edge of that cliff. And
Right.
one more little step, and we're going to be over. And there are people actively working to push us over and take away the rights. But it won't just be rights from one group of folks. It will be the rights of
That is correct.
everybody.
That is correct.
Mildred Inslee says many citizens need voter education shared in an urgent and meaningful way. That's what these organizations are trying to do. We must
Right.
pull more youth out to the polls, share with them the power of each vote, tell the youth Jim Crow has a grip on our society, and she's absolutely right. Ronaldo Scott is the present chair of the Democratic Party locally. And she's inviting people to please reach out to the Macon Bibb County Democratic Committee and share events that everybody's planning, so that people can come, Democratic Party can come and speak on voting and the candidate education. So all of us working together can overwhelm. I've heard commentators say that the way to defeat the move toward resegregation or taking away the right is for us to overwhelm the polls,
Correct.
to go in record numbers. That's
Right.
how you beat a bully. You do more than you need to do and show that bully, and that bully will just tuck tail and run. With this voting, it's the same way. We have got to overwhelm the polls, and we are encouraging you to start voting during early voting.
Correct.
Right.
Get it done. Get it out of the way.
October
August-
13th.
Okay. August 17th is the first day to request an absentee ballot.
Right.
So those of y'all want to talk about the absentee ballot?
Yeah, and that's a real concern. People actually getting their absentee ballot. There is a proposal that's out there now that's being fought in the courts that would prevent the board of elections from just sending out the ballots to people after they request them. They have to be on certain lists and monitored by the post office, which is not
That is
something.
so
Which is not something the
discriminatory.
post office needs to get involved in.
No,
Right.
no,
And
no.
that's not even a big part of the SAVE Act. It's just something that's being worked on by decree.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're actively fighting to make sure that does not happen. That if you request an absentee ballot, you get that absentee ballot, and you get a chance to mail it back in without anybody else messing with it.
Right.
So
That
that's really
early
important.
thing, because the postal service is messed up.
That's
It's
correct.
jacked up anyway. So Yeah, well, we don't need to talk anymore about that and discourage anybody from
vote.
using it. But if you do it early,
Yeah,
you do it early, then you beat that. Uh,
yeah, we do encourage people to early vote because here in Macon Bibb, when you have early voting, there are normally about 3 or 4 locations
Right.
that you can go to. And at that time, it doesn't matter what precinct you're from or whatever, you can go to any one of them and vote. But when you wait to that day of the election and
Yeah.
vote, that's when it can get real crazy.
That's right.
You can wind up being at a newly changed precinct,
Right.
and they won't allow you to vote, or you may be able to do a provisional vote,
Uh-huh.
or you may have to drive clear across town
Right.
to vote.
Right.
So if you can early vote, you've got it done.
I
It's
vote
in the bank.
early that first day. I try to beat Henry Fickling. Yeah, Henry and I race to see who's gonna be there first. I don't know. We don't tell each other who got there earliest, the earliest. But I try to do it because I say I want this done.
Yeah,
And if I'm here or not here, whatever is going on, my vote is going to count.
right.
So I would
Right.
just encourage, we are encouraging everybody to please vote early.
Right.
And there are 3 early voting sites as of now, but there is talk among the Board of Elections members about approving a 4th one. And I've heard the conversation centering on South Bibb Rec Center, which would be an ideal place. And so that would be something that you could do. You could contact Board of Elections members and let them know,
Right.
or the Democratic Party, any other party that has influence. Call and let them know that you favor a 4th early voting site, which would give the South Bibb sector that privilege of early voting. The 3 early voting sites that are presently in place are the Senior Citizen Center down in Carolyn Creighton Park. And then you've got the Theron Usry. And I saw Theron at the arena groundbreaking this morning. He's been ill, but he's doing well. The Theron Usry Recreation Center on Wimbish Road. And then you have the main office at the Macon Mall.
Right.
And they're working on a handicap accessible area
Right
there.
outside.
Right.
And we'll have golf carts.
They do
for
have golf
those.
carts. That's
Yeah.
right. For those, so
Yeah.
they don't have to take the long walk. So that takes away
Right.
that need or concern about the walk.
Right,
Yes.
right. So
Yeah.
there's a work going on, but this work is taking place because there are people who are attending the Board of Elections meetings, and you're letting people know that there's a better way to do this. And they are open. They just need to continue hearing. And then they will get into action and do what needs to be done. But August 17th, first day to request absentee ballots. Y'all, please get your family members, get those students.
Right.
Right.
And that's the thing. We miss out on a lot of students.
And that's a
voting.
population that we really want to focus on, the 18-year-old to the 30. So that's a population that's not voting in the numbers that they could. And that's our future.
Right.
It
So
is.
that's right. Now, the registration deadline, you have to be registered by October 5th. Now, that might seem like a long way off, but January to me just seems like it just came in.
2026 is
And
almost
now
done. It was
it's
yesterday.
almost August,
That's right.
isn't it? So October 5th is the deadline. So if you're not registered, go ahead and do it. You can do it on your phone. You can register on your phone, y'all. So there's nothing that keeps you from registering to vote. It's getting people out is the problem. October 13th is when early voting begins. Early voting begins at those 3 sites. Hopefully there will be a 4th one. There are 2 Saturday voting days, October 17th and October 24th. So you can go on Saturday when many people are off, not working, and you can go right on to one of those early voting sites and
Right.
vote. Then the churches can get together October 18th and set up souls to the polls,
Right.
or
That's right.
whatever your topic will be, or whatever you're going to call it. That Sunday, October 18th, you could take your whole congregation
Right.
that you will have organized and found out who needs a ride, who needs to update their information,
Right.
all of those things. Um, the deadline to request absentee ballots is October 23rd. You don't want that to slip up on you. You want to go ahead August 17th and request, because the ballot is set.
Yes.
It's set. And so they won't change any candidates on you. I guarantee you that. Then early voting ends on the 30th of October, and then November 3rd is general election day, November 3rd. And that's, as Marvin has said, is the day that you then go to your polling place in your neighborhood. It should be close. And that probably needs to be reevaluated too. And you should have been notified if your polling place has changed. And I'm not sure that that is taking place, but you can make it take place. George Thomas Jr., good afternoon to you. Pastor Lisa is on. Hello. Don Druitt has joined us. He says, gotta vote.
That's right.
He has run for office a number of times trying to help us to gain representation at different places in this community. And so you should consider it too if you're willing to work. Yeah, Pastor Lisa, she's tuning in kind of late, but she's gonna catch us up. She's gonna replay this. All right, early voting, Pastor Inslee. Early voting begins October 13th. Commissioner Donis Bryant, and I saw her this morning at the groundbreaking for the new arena. Y'all know that's
Okay.
gonna be a gorgeous,
Yes, it is.
big old
Yeah.
something, and
Yes.
we're gonna be able to compete with other cities. We're in the center of the state.
Yeah.
It does not make sense that
Does not.
too many other things should go to anybody else.
Right.
Macon, people can drive an equal distance from anywhere, just about anywhere.
That will
in the
have a
state.
huge economic
Oh
impact.
yeah, Georgia High School Association, that
Yes.
will ensure that we keep those tournaments.
here.
The wrestling, I think we lost it, but we
Yeah.
could get it back. There are just so many things. That arena is going to have a special entity that's connected with the school system, from what I understand. Dr. Sims, the school superintendent, was there this morning, and he spoke at the groundbreaking, and he's excited about the collaborative between the school
Good.
system and big county government. So all of those things, y'all, this is the place to find out what's going on in the community. We want to welcome you once again to Ask Elaine. I'm welcoming them. I'm about to run out of time, but we want to welcome you to Ask Elaine. Those who joined us on AM, FM, and those who are watching us right here on the Glory Live or YouTube or whatever medium you are using.
Wanted to mention that we've got some important races coming up.
We sure do.
And that voter education and hearing about the what's happening, I think on September 19th, we're going to have an event at the park too, in terms of voting, like the governor's race, state superintendents. I mean,
yeah, there really a couple of opportunities that people will have
Right.
to see and hear from the candidates. And you're right, we've got governor, lieutenant governor, we've got secretary of state
Yeah.
on there, attorney general, labor commissioner, insurance commissioner.
Right.
Come on,
Right.
help me now.
Right.
your state
States-
senators.
your state senators,
yeah.
School superintendent,
Uh-huh.
we elect that.
That's right. That's right. It will
Just,
be. Yeah. Yeah.
This is going to be probably one of the most important election seasons
Right.
that I can remember,
Right.
because of the things that are going to be out there that we're going to get a chance to vote For
Right.
or
Against.
against.
That's
Okay.
right.
That's
It's
right.
real interesting that Georgia is now a majority minority state.
Yes.
Yes.
It's been declared official. And so if you want to just sit and complain about it, then you can do that.
Right.
But if you want to make a difference and have the state to reflect who actually lives here and works here
Correct.
and helps to continue to build this state, then you will cast your ballot every time. Every time, not one time for president. So some folks think president is the only election.
No, it's
No.
it's the,
And
it's
you
the
got-
local people that make the things happen.
That's exactly
That's
right.
right.
They're the ones closest to
To
you
you.
that will send somebody out to get that dead animal off your street. That the president,
right.
And
governor, neither one is going to send
That's
anybody
right.
to take care of that or pick up your
good
trash
Point. Good point.
that didn't get picked up or whatever. Fix your street or fix your water pipes. Oh, and don't let
and
me,
that
don't
one
get
vote
me
matters.
talking on
That's
the
right.
water
We don't
board.
have the
I'm gonna
electoral
leave that
college
alone.
with the when you do the president the electoral
Right.
vote. This is really one vote,
One
and
vote.
every
This is-
vote counts.
That's
Yeah.
When you're
absolutely
electing
right.
the U.S. senator, your vote, that one vote,
That's right.
counts.
That's
It
the
doesn't-
person who lives down the street from you, who
Right.
goes to church with you, that you goes to shop at the same grocery store, and you can put your hands on those
Right.
folks
Right.
and say, "Hey, neighbor, this is something." And because they stop me all the time, they utilize my services, and I'm glad to be there. I am glad to be a public servant. Ava Sullivan Henderson from Pleasant Hill
and New
says,
Hope.
"Thank you." And New Hope, that's right. Thank you all for encouraging all people. Get well wishes for Senator Lucas. If he'll just do right, we'll be all right. Um, Pastor Lisa says that Lester Miller has another major accomplishment for the good of our whole community at large. That arena is really, that's past time. That's past due.
It is.
And then after that gets done, then you start working on a brand new jail, because we do need a brand new
we
one.
do.
And we need to fix the water system all over this community,
Yeah.
or none of this other stuff is going to work.
Correct.
You know, you got to fix the water pipes, because you're putting stuff on top of it, but you got to have what's underneath working. So I'm just mentioning to y'all that water is very, very important, and that's got to be a priority in the community too. And I've tried to make it clear that we really need to be focusing on that. And you go in there and you try to flush, and you
Right.
not have it flushed, that's a crisis for you. So let's not get to the point where everything's caving in. Certain sections have good water supply and pressure and all that, and other sections don't. That's where we ended up with the roads. You know, a lot of people had their roads done a second time, and some areas didn't. We don't want to get to that point. But anyway,
And that's a
voting
good
makes a
point. The voting
difference.
makes the difference, because when people look at that particular voting district and see that the people in that district get out to vote, they see that voice and power is there. So
That's
sitting in,
right.
that's why it's important
That's
to tell
right.
a neighbor to come on.
Yeah.
What
Because
I'm
when
telling
they're
you.
looking at our district, they see that we get out to vote.
Yeah, that's right. And they make decisions based on
Based
who
on-
they're going to
Who they
hear
hear
from
from.
and
Yes.
how many.
And so it's more than just that one time. It that voting carries a lot of weight in a lot of different matters that maybe some people don't really understand, but we want to make that clear. Yeah.
Yeah, this event that we have coming up at Rosa Parks Square on the 8th
All right.
is just the kickoff for the League of Women Voters on what we've got coming up for this election season. I mean, we have that, then we have strategic planning on getting out the vote. That's happening now. We meet every Monday, 6 o'clock at Wesleyan University, where we're developing a strategy on how we can increase the numbers of people that actually vote.
Yeah.
And then we have the event, Votes and Vibes, that's going to be September the 19th at Carolyn Creighton Park.
Uh-huh.
And we're inviting all of the candidates to actually come there, not to speak, but to interact and talk with you, so
Right.
you can talk with them and let them know what's on your mind and hear from them.
Right. So we want
Absolutely.
the people to come out so that they can talk firsthand with the candidates. And as Marvin is saying, to interact with them, and not from a stage, but standing there in front of them,
Oh, I
asking and
think that's
talking with them.
wonderful.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate where you ask them a question
Question right there. As my daddy say,
they
stand flat footed
stand
and
flat
ask
footed.
and
That's
ask what you need
exactly
to ask.
right. That's exactly right. Pastor Lisa says that Pastor Greg Turner has yard signs for Keisha Lance Bottoms. Now, these are nonpartisan folks.
We are.
You know, I am absolutely partisan, so I'm just shielding them right now. But Pastor Greg Turner has yard signs for Keisha Lance Bottoms for governor of Georgia. And here in the chat, his number is listed for pickup or drop off. So they were out of Keisha signs last time I was over on Eisenhower Parkway at the coordinated campaign office. It's in that shopping center where Corky Bell's used to be, but it's something else now, different fish place. But anyway, that's the partisan part, and I have to do that disclaimer. Pastor Lisa says Sylvia McGee is a true MLK drum major for education. You were a
Wow. Thank
recipient
you. Yeah,
of
thank
the
you.
drum major
Thank you.
award.
Thank you.
And voting makes the difference in distribution of resources. Absolutely. Absolutely. And then once people are elected, hold them accountable.
Hold them
Tell
accountable.
them, call them. I've told you this story on some areas of Macon. When folks call, they don't call just one time.
Mhm.
They call 2, 3, 4, 5 times. They call until stuff gets done. In many black and brown communities, we call one time and then we fuss about people not taking care
Right.
and doing what we need them to do. Sometimes you have to be the squeaky wheel.
Right.
Right.
Do you want that animal up out of your street or do you not? So don't worry about who's not coming when you call. They may be doing something else.
That's right.
But you keep calling until you get your service. It just takes a little bit of effort sometimes. And so I just want to encourage you. Let's see. All right, now we've got just a couple of minutes, and we're going to use these last few minutes to give you time to just summarize anything that you'd like to say to all of the folks who are out there listening, and then we're going to have your closing remarks.
Just want to say that we are about voter education all the time, not just during the times of voting, but voter education and information. We want to make that as a way of life so that people will be informed, not just at voting time, but all the time. So because your vote is your voice, your power, we are happy to partner with the League of Women Voters in these two events, but we want people to really come out and be a part so that they can really be informed.
Okay, wonderful, and thank you for coming on, Marvin.
Okay. Thank you once again, Elaine, for having us here. We're really excited about partnering with Sylvia and the links with these two events that we talked about. But it's just so important that we get people out to these events. I want to mention again, the first thing we have coming up is going to be on August the 8th. It's going to be at the Rosa Park Square. It'll be from 10 until 1 p.m. We'll have speakers there. We'll have an opportunity for you to sign cards that we'll send to the legislators to talk about the issues and so forth. We have the strategic planning that's going on at Wesleyan at 6 o'clock on Mondays. Only lasts an hour. We're inviting people to come out with the churches, NAACP, Divine Nine. We want everybody to be involved in this. Then we have the September the 19th event that's going to be at the Carroll Creighton Park. So the League of Women Voters is very active in this community and really want to get your support.
Well, we want to thank both of you
Thank
for
you.
taking your time to come on Ask Elaine. We have lots and lots of listeners and activists who really take this stuff to heart and get busy. But we need you to like and share this program so that others will get the same information. And we're going to ask our two guests to include that specific information in the chat for you. So, ladies and gentlemen,